Hello, Weekend Wednesday. It is the week of the big birthday. I got all these incredible birthday cards. One of the fun ones that I thought is great for all of us when we are wealthy, healthy, and on purpose and want to whop ourselves into action was this fun one from my sister. You know, she's calling me the princess, but you see in the front there's Princess Leia, and you can see she's got her sorcerer wand of sorts, and inside it's saying, you know, that there are princesses. Well, you can't read it because it's backwards, but it's saying that there are sparkly princesses and there are kick butt princesses, and I'm a little bit of both. And I think all of you can be, for the women that are watching and the princes that are watching, is that it's not just about being a prince or a princess, but it's the kick butt part of it all that really drives it, that I thought was really kind of resonating and what makes a difference in contracts. And so I often talk about who we surround ourselves with is who we become for that kick butt attitude. And so one of the books in my world that you can't see because it's backwards, but I'll read for you, is The Little Red Book of Selling. And it's by Jeffery Gitomer, and he is a bestseller. And it's got 12 and a half principles, he says, which is kind of fun. And so just to share with you some tips and how they relate to some of my lucky successes, or not so lucky, some of the kick butt solutions that really resonate for me is why people buy, you know, when you're selling a contract. And one of the things we talk about is, how do I sell? How do I sell? And that what he's saying in this little red book is it's not about how do you sell. It's all about why do they buy. There's a big difference between how do I sell and why do I buy. And so if you're wondering that there's price objections, or somebody's asking you to send a contract or a proposal, or they're saying they're really satisfied with their present supplier, or they're saying, you know, I'll call, but you're not really getting any callbacks, or you find maybe people are complaining about that the economy is low. All of these are really good hints that you are probably selling rather than focusing on why people buy. These are big hints. So why do people buy? Sometimes we think it's a big secret, but the number one reason why people buy, you know this and I know this, if you think of yourself and what he's saying in the little red book of selling in big ways, is because they like the person. They like the person. That is like a really big reason. And so love to share with you this nice big quote that I'm seeing, that things are not showing the right way. But what he's showing here, and you can see the kind of cartoon pictures, which is kind of fun, is what it's saying here is if they like you and they believe you and they trust you, they have confidence in you, then they may buy from you. And the little cartoon there, the guy with the white R on his sweater, he's saying people don't like to be sold. But how many of you have heard, but they like to buy? In fact, they love to buy. People don't like to be sold, but they love to buy. So I think of some really specific examples, you know, when it's saying you don't have to send a bid or a proposal, or they ask you to do that. My biggest contract ever, one of my contracts, $100,000 contract, massive contract. It was all done over the telephone when I was in airports, traveling from city to city throughout Europe. There was no proposal, there was no bid. All of that was formality after it was done, because we had this great relationship and rapport on the telephone. And so I really believe that as soon as they're asking me for a bid or a contract or a proposal, if that's part of trying to negotiate and increase the sale, it never happens. I've had proposals I've sent, but the deal was essentially done by the time that was being done. And so that's selling. People don't like to be sold. People love to buy. And so how is your relationship with folks? So that's a really big tip from folks with some experience like myself, or folks from the subject matter experts. Who do you surround yourself with, and is who you become. get some resources. Sometimes we do a lot of practice, and I think even for my birthday week, I did the I fly, and I did it in Mississauga, and I did 4 dives, and by my 4th minute flying in the blower of sorts with the I fly, it was much better. And then when I went out to Whitby and I did another couple of minutes in the same week, it's not about doing it once, it's about building on that, and to not be hard on yourself, and build on it and just notice what is it that's building rapport and relationships in your experience. So welcome to Weekend Wednesday. Be sure to subscribe to Wealthy Healthy on Purpose. Be sure to subscribe to the Positive People Army of all these wonderful groups. And please be sure to subscribe as my birthday wish. You see on my birthday cards to please subscribe to Unstoppable Tracy. Most grateful. And subscribe to each other too. Bye for now, everyone. Welcome to Weekend Wednesday. If I can do it, you can do it.